Alright guys, I'm back. I figured I'd jump on and do a quick update video, what's been going on with cars and what's came and went and all that around the shop over the summer. I haven't really, I kind of fell off with the videos here, but I also haven't really been doing a whole lot. I tried doing some how-tos here and there, and I don't know if they really helped anybody or if anybody cared, or even if anybody cares about the shop update, but I know there's a few people that watch them, and I always enjoyed watching these, so well, we'll take a little walk around and kind of see where we left off after, I guess after the Caledon video. I think it's probably the last one. I didn't do an update on the Sentry, so we'll go have a look at it and go have a look at the car lineup for what's coming up this season. Um, it's just been a really busy summer, busier than normal with work, and I've been struggling to get out to the shop. I haven't got a whole lot of projects done. Um, yeah, so let's go check it out. So out here, we've still got the Buick Sentry that I last ran in Caledon. I never did an aftermath on this video. I kind of was just losing my steam with the videos and not really into it like I was. But when he brought this thing home, if you remember from the video, it actually bent the subframe and dropped the steering out of it. So we brought it in the shop and got looking at the bend, and it already had 4 plates on it, and where I would run it, I would be allowed a maximum of 6, and it just wasn't going to be enough to fix this thing. It's kind of a shame. The trunk was actually the trunk was a lot tougher than I thought it would be on this car. But anyway, we stripped it down. I cut the motor out, and it's actually the motor that's in the last year's Pro car now. We swapped it out a little bit ago, so pulled a bunch of good parts and pretty much got it ready to go for scrap. So we'll get it on trailer here at some point. It's still got some room in it to stuff some bits and pieces in it. But yeah, let's go see what else we got going on. So in the garage we got last year's Pro car. I pulled it in the shop a little bit ago and got it cut down to pretty much meet this year's rules. I'm sure there'll be a few things here and there. Ended up having to put a motor in this car. I remember the last time this car ran was Winterfest, and it wasn't running quite right, and the transmission was hesitating and all that. And then when I brought it back, I noticed it was leaking a lot of oil, and it ended up actually being I took a hard wheel shot from Andrew Polinsky at the end of that derby. Gave me a few really good shots, and I actually took the strut, put it into the strut block, and put the frame rail through the side of the engine cover on the motor. So I figured it was time to just retire that motor anyhow. It probably had close to 10 really hard runs on it, and I have other motors laying around. Actually, the motor I pulled out of the Sentry is the one that went straight in this one, motor and trans out of it. So yeah, this one should be pretty much ready to go for I think the end of the month is when this one's going to run, and then we'll see how many more runs we get out of it. The plan is actually to have that 2-door, the square body Grand Prix. I was going to get it all built and ready for these bolt-ins, so that it was just going to be a quick turnaround, but there just hasn't been the time for it. And yeah, I don't see myself getting into that, so I think I'm going to just try to ride the season out with all the cars we have. If there's a bunch of time at the end of the year, I can maybe look into building that one, but I don't want to. There's no point in doing a half-assed job of it and wrecking the car for nothing. You don't come across these all the time anymore. So might as well do the best I can with it. So let's check out what else we got going on. So back in the shop, we've got the Volvo. If you don't know anything about this car, head back, have a look at the aftermath from it, and I talk a lot more about it. But pretty much when I got done with it the last time in Clinton, the bumper was stood up to the top of the fenders and turned 90 degrees heading towards the motor. So actually before I pulled it off the trailer, I hooked the winch on and made a really satisfying video clip of pulling that front bumper down, and it did a lot better than I thought it was going to. And I drove it off the trailer, drove it in the shop, and this is where it's been sitting ever since. So I need to put some repair plates on it because it's survived. It's gonna hit the track again. I don't know if it's going to do much good, but it's a perfectly good running, driving car that can put on a show. So I figured that this might as well go to the hometown track. It's the right layout for it, and it's going to be the right crowd to just let this thing eat again and put on a show. Still waiting on, I need some parts for it. I've got a brake setup coming to deal with my melted master cylinder, so I got a brake pedal coming for the inside. I'm hoping with some lip stiffeners I can beat that wheel back out and fix the lip on it, and hopefully that's still a good wheel, because I like the set of wheels I got on this, and I don't really want to throw that out. And yeah, then just a small list of probably maintenance things to do, but make sure that it's good to go. And yeah, it'll be ready to rock in about, I guess that's close to a month. September long weekend is when we'll run this one. And then I guess the newest vehicle that we added so far, this Envoy. I needed a junk run vehicle to fill a gap in the schedule. There were some shows that didn't have any compact or impact compact classes, so the little bit heavier built compact. They just are running bone stock windshield class. That's not really my style. I tried that with the Sentry, and the car doesn't quite hold up to my driving style. So I ended up with this. Took it in on trade, and we're gonna give it a whirl. So I've been working at getting it ready, and so far so good. I actually like working on it. I'm not fussy on the idea of running another rear-wheel drive vehicle. I do a lot better in front-wheel drive types of cars than that. But I think I'm gonna like how tough this car actually is, and we'll see. Hopefully it does okay. They say the nose of these things are pretty tough, so I went and had a bumper cut, got that all welded up, and it's just tacked onto the front of this, and we'll see how the pointy holds up on this. Hopefully it does well. I'm hoping that can do some offense for me. And yeah, otherwise coming along. Post to post fuel system. It's running off of my fuel system and all that now. It's all wired up and just knocking through the list on it. Got the 14-inch wheels in the back. I talked to a few guys and got a bunch of different answers about what to do there for brakes and wheels and all that, but I decided I want the smaller wheels on it. Tried to keep the axles on this thing a little bit longer, hopefully all the way to the end. Partway through working on the diff here, I ran out of welding gas, so we got some couple fresh bottles of welding gas, some wire stocked up this week. Pretty clean car actually. I'm not really sure what took this, why it came off the road, but runs good, still in good shape and all that. So yeah, work our way through it. We're heading into a long weekend here, so hopefully I can divide my time between getting a bunch done on this and some family time, and we can get some jobs knocked off the list and make some progress in the shop finally, because season's coming. This one's going to be the earliest one that gets ran. I think I have 2 or 3 weeks. It must be 2 weeks now, so I don't have long until this one hits the track, so it really needs to get done. And then next up is hopefully going to be the square body Lumina in the garage. It'll get ran, and then we'll see what shakes out. If I get another run out of it, or if it gets completely bent, I don't know what'll happen. And then after that will be the Volvo's going to get ran, hometown track at Mitchell, and we'll see what comes of it. I don't expect, I don't want it to come home running and driving again. I really don't have anywhere else that I want to run it again this year. And if it gets driven the way I want it to get driven, it won't be coming home running and driving. It's not going to drive itself under the trailer, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, and then any dates after that, we're just going to see what shakes out and what survives. I'm hoping this Envoy is around for quite a few runs at least. I'm thinking probably just wheels are going to get knocked off it. I doubt I will junk it, but you never know. I might overestimate what the frame's capable of and completely fold the frame on it. We'll see. So yeah. So yeah, anyway, that's just a quick rundown of what we got going on, what I've got around for cars, what's going where. Actually, the only car that's missing from the fleet is the Camry that I had. I wasn't getting around to it. I have more compacts than I really know what to do with. So I figured that I could use it for bartering a lot better than I could use it for derbying. They're just not really my thing. I don't have any parts for them. I don't know anything about them. I know they're doing really well. That's the second one I've bought now that I intended to run, and I used them both for trades, and both times I've made out okay on a trade. So maybe I'll get another one someday, but we'll see. For now, I'll stick with my GMs. I like my GMs, and if it's not a GM, it's at least going to have a GM motor in it, like the Volvo does. Right over there. Anyway, here's my update. Hopefully, we'll see some of you guys this fall, and we'll get some videos rolling in soon. Some in-cars, aftermath, all that stuff. Try to get some more content up. All right, see you guys.